He shouldn't be here, and the police should do something about it too in the office.
Are we talking about an adult or a child?
A child, teenager.
He's probably a teenager, I'm just guessing.
It's very
Either way,
difficult.
breaking and
Yeah,
entering.
just guessing he's 14 years old roughly, but he's fairly tall, so
Well,
he's tall enough where he can sort of see it.
Right?
He's a
Pardon?
minor.
He's a minor.
Yes.
He's a minor, yes, absolutely.
It's very difficult to deal with a minor.
Well, it may be, but still, the point is that when he's escaping in windows and stuff, we surely should be able to do something about that.
Clueless, like of where he's at.
I'm gonna find it if we can like post, cause you know, we have to worry about privacy issues, etc., and he is a minor. I'm gonna find out if we can post a picture of him up, so if you guys
Not
see
even
him.
just a picture, but just an alert to let the residents know that there is a peeping Tom. You don't even have to give a description, but just to be on the lookout, there is somebody that is doing this. I think that should have been done a long time.
But actually, I think we have to go to the office tomorrow because this should have already been
That should have
handled.
been handled, absolutely. Some type of notice should have been put up about this. Absolutely.
All right, any other questions about this peeping Tom situation?
Yes, how come when I called security, I identified myself? They never called me back. I doubt if they even came up to the 5th floor. Because when I saw this kid walking, when I came from here from a meeting, I said, "What are you doing here? Do you live here?" And he goes like this to me. I figured either he can't understand me or he's just avoiding the issue. But as soon as I got in the house, I called security. But they did not do anything.
Well,
Okay, well, we have it under.
if we don't know that they did anything, if they did, it'd be in their log. They do, write all that stuff in and, right offhand, none of us know without checking that whether they went up and looked or not. If you would have called them back later and asked if they'd done anything, then of course you would have known. And
When did it happen, Vance? When did this happen?
Molly, when did
When
it
did it
happen?
happen?
in any case,
It
we
was
still
in
have
the
to
last,
do something. I mean, we can't just let it slide by.
We're gonna go to the office.
So tomorrow we'll get some action going. And like Monique's trying to really impress many people, coming to the meeting is like the utmost importance. I mean, a lot of things are happening and Building 2 seems to be sort of the bottom of the barrel lately, and it's gonna, I think you guys realize it may be getting less and less. Do you have anything else?
Maybe you want to say.
Okay, one other thing, this is fairly new too, never good news, of course, with all this construction work that we've had. All those people that had their sunshades taken down where they had to have patio work done, and for the most part, Florida Choice took down the sunshades. And being those sunshades belong to the people by law, and this just, I don't know if it came out recently, I just heard about it mostly today, but I heard about it before too. But anyway, the sunshades, being they belong to the people, we cannot, the bill was paid for taking them down. They run somewhere around $500. I remember talking about this a long time, quite some time ago. But in any case, that $500 or whatever the amount's going to be is going to have to be billed back to those individual unit owners because it was their private property that was taken down. And so right now it's sort of a mess because we've had, in our building, of course, we had a lot of sunshades that were taken down, and the people are going to have to be billed back that money. Some people took their own down, like I took my own down. One other person hired someone to take his down and asked for reimbursement and got it. Now, hopefully that's going to be reversed and paid back because he is not entitled to get reimbursed. And then in, let's see, Building 3, they also had them taken down by Florida Choice, so their people are going to have to pay. In Building 4, back when we had a property manager, he had our own staff take some of theirs down. And so that's going to be a mess too, because those people are going to have to be billed. And now, do we bill them the same amount that Florida Choice would bill them? Or do we bill them the amount of time that our people spent doing it? So anyway, we got a real mixed bag right now. Building 5, they've had quite a few of them taken down. I think it's those were done by Florida Choice also. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that those people who had sunshades taken down, by Florida Choice, somewhere along the line are going to be billed for having that work done. And I know that's not good news to anybody who's had them taken down either. But it's just let you know, it's another new thing coming up, and it's going to be happening. Questions on that? Okay.
The only thing I want to add to that is that Marvin was kind enough, I think it was sometime last year, he had like a garage sale, and then he also took down some of the sunshades that were abandoned, and he recycled the aluminum and made a couple $100 for us. So one suggestion that I had was that, building 2, the money that was for our building that was put into our account, maybe us using that to help the people that had to pay for the sunshades, put a portion of that money, because it came from their recycling, to help pay for what they're going to owe the association. So I'm going to suggest that to the board tomorrow at our meeting and see how that goes over.
Do we know the total amount of what the sunshades came up to as far as the people
Well-
using it, and is it gonna be deducted from the grand total?
Well, this is sort of new, we're just discussing this today, and I don't have the numbers in front of me. As I recall, we made about 3 trips to the junkyard. I helped Javier load the material into his van. But anyway, 1 load belonged to Building 4, which is strictly theirs, and we took 2 loads which were from Building 2. Now, some of the material is the crossbars and so on, which is actually the condo property, because that's responsibility of the condo property. So in reality, that really belongs to the condo, and we recycle that aluminum along with the sunshades at the same time. And as I recall, of the two items, I would guess it was around $1,000. And I'm just guessing this, I don't remember the numbers, but because it's been, I think around November when I came back, that we done that work. But anyway, I do have copies of it. Of course, at the time, I told them to credit the money back to Building 2 because it came from Building 2, those sunshades and the aluminum. So anyway, that's what Malika's suggestion is. Maybe we can take some of that money which has been credited to Building 2 and divvy it back to those people who are going to be billed for their removal of their sunshades.
So are we gonna get a revised price of the total project after the people pay their sunshades is deducted?
Yeah, that has to be taken out because we cannot bill you guys for that.
But
those charges.
we'll get a new number, because right now I think it's like at 780,000. So once that's done, we'll get a new number?
Yes,
All right.
it have to be amended. Did you have your hand up, Brittany? No. All right, just stretching. Okay, the next issue we want to discuss is the possible assessment for Building 2. There's been a lot of rumors going around the community and a lot of people trying to scare our residents about an assessment that's coming and money that our building owes other buildings. And unfortunately, I was ill and I wasn't present at a board meeting, and apparently there was some kind of false information given to our unit owners about blame for costs or not costs and all this other stuff. But the bottom line is that people in our building need to understand, oh, she just missed the sunshade discussion. We can fill you in afterwards because that pertains to you specifically. You're one of the sunshade people. Basically, the bottom line is this. Our building, unfortunately, was the guinea pig. We started the construction project in Building 2. That was the decision of the engineer. It made sense at the time. His feeling was the building with the most damage and the largest should be the first building to be started. So, that's what we hired him for his advice. That's what he advised us to do, so we did it. So we voted and we said, okay, fine. We started the work in Building 2. Unfortunately, when we started the project, I wasn't here, and a lot of things happened that should not have happened. The first stack of buildings had their entire balconies removed that shouldn't have been removed. Our catwalks were ripped up fully that shouldn't have been ripped up, to a tune of about, I think, like $300,000. So once I returned from vacation, that was all nipped in the bud. Property manager was fired. Things got back into line. And then I had our attorneys file a lawsuit because, our property manager and our board members are covered under a liability policy.